What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. In today's video, could Jeep, of all of the brands, have more SRT models than anybody else? It's looking that way. We're going to talk about all the different SRT models that are coming and why I think they're making Jeep what it is. Roll the intro. Perfect. Guys, before we get into today's video, we got to talk about the giveaway that's going on the channel. The Ram TRX is closing out here on the 24th. Today is the 20th, so midnight or come midnight on the 24th, it will close out. So if you want to get the best chance to win that truck, we went ahead because you guys asked and put a ton of extra entries up, and the 50x multiplier is up at 50% off if you use the coupon code combo. And if you use the coupon code TK, it also gives you a discount across the whole thing. So that is up, and there are, I think, one combo packs remaining that you can get in on the 3500 and the TRX together. If you want to get in on either one of them, link in the description down below, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. The truck that Ram TRX is going to close out here in just a couple of days. All right, let's talk about this. So, Jeep. We're going to talk about all the different brands with the SRT models that we know for sure are probably going to be available by the end of model year 2028. And it looks like right now, Ram is right there. And they could end up tying Jeep. But right now, it looks like Jeep could have the most SRT models available. So right now we got the Scrambler, right, with Jeep, which is going to be a single cab, two-door, basically what everybody in the industry says, if they make it, they'll buy it. Well, here's the thing. If the Scrambler sells off the shelves, don't think Tim won't retool a Ram 1500 single cab and do the same thing. But if the Scrambler doesn't sell a ton of units, they're not going to do it. This is that shot that for everybody that's like, if they make it, I'll buy it. Cool. This is your opportunity to show that. And if people buy this thing, this single cab, two-door Jeep with a bed, like basically a shortened Gladiator with some better, different styling and in a V8, yeah, I could see Ram making one. But right now, you have that. That's the SRT Scrambler, right? You have the Grand Wagoneer Trackhawk. And that thing's gonna be insane. That thing's gonna go toe-to-toe with the likes of Escalade. I don't even think Navigator can even compete. I mean, I know the EcoBoost engines put out some crazy power, but for real, I just don't see it. I don't see Lincoln or Ford, for that matter, competing with the Grand Wagoneer. Now, Ram's going to have their own version with the Ram Charger, so that's there. But it's kind of like 1A, 1B, right? So the Grand Wagoneer SRT Trackhawk, you'll have that. You'll have the Grand Cherokee, the old school SRT Trackhawk available, which I think that's going to just stay with the same pedigree. It's going to be fast as hell. It's going to be all-wheel drive. It's going to be nuts. But I'm wondering, what I'm being told in terms of these SRT models is that the Grand Wagoneer is going to be more powerful than the Grand Cherokee, which would make sense, right? That's a lot more ass to move. You got to move a lot more weight with a Grand Wagoneer than you do with a Grand Cherokee, right? So if the Grand Wagoneer comes out and it's at, 1,000 horsepower, maybe they Demon 170 that truck and they put the regular 777 horsepower engine in the Grand Cherokee. I told you we started getting a bunch of weird news on that, and I'm going to talk about a whole Demon line here in an upcoming video, but it looks like they may end up having something interesting in terms of, like how everything came out and everything had a Hellcat engine in it. We might see the same thing with Demon branding on this go around, maybe. So anyway, you have the Grand Cherokee, the Grand Wagoneer, the Scrambler. And now I'm being told that we could get SRT variants of the Gladiator and the Wrangler. Because everybody wants to drop 120 grand on a Wrangler or a Gladiator with Hellcat engines. Now here's the thing. People swap those and build them all the time. I see them at Barrett Jackson or Mecum all the time. All the time. But it will be interesting to see Stellantis do it in-house, right? FCA does that in-house. That'd be pretty cool. That would give Jeep five SRT models. Now, Ram, you got the TRX, right? The Rumblebees, the Ram Charger, and the Dakota. Now, from everything I've seen so far, there's nothing that says they're going to SRT the Rampage. But if they did, it would tie them with Jeep. But right now, it looks like Jeep is going to have more SRT models than Ram. And I think all those different options from Ram are going to be solid. Which takes you to Dodge. You already got the Durango, the Hellcat, right? We know for a fact that the Charger is getting the Hellcat. They've said it. Like, there's going to be so much stuff going on with the Charger, it's not even funny. You got the GLH that's coming, which is going to be an SRT variant. And you have the Copperhead. 4 models. This is why I said, and Chrysler, none, 0. So now what's interesting here that I heard when I was talking back and forth with my source, who's very high up, okay? They said, notice I didn't say he or she. They said very clearly that, well, I'm looking at it wrong. How am I looking at it wrong? If Jeep has more SRT models, they're like, no. You're looking at it wrong. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, look at SRT as a brand. So in that case, okay, if I'm looking at SRT as a brand, I'm looking at 13 models from a car company. All performance. Can you say Pontiac? Because that's exactly what this looks like to me from Stellantis. It looks like, yes, Jeep as a moniker, as a nameplate, will have more SRT models than anything else. But could we get to a point where they take the Jeep name off of those vehicles, or Ram, or Dodge, and it just says SRT on it? Because that's what the source is hinting to me now. I think that's interesting. But anyways, that's what we know that's coming from SRT. I'm sure there's going to be more sprinkled in, knowing at how big the interest has been in the Rumblebee. And I know you're going to say, well, TK, what about the Demon Rumblebee? Still a Rumblebee. So that's why, if that was the case, I would count all 4 of those, right? The 5.7, the 6.4, the track pack, and then Ram would have more, of course. But we know that even in the event of the Demon-powered Rumble, it's still going to be a Rumblebee, right? It's still going to be the same truck with the SRT front, maybe a different hood. So there you go. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.